few people have gotten a stimulus, and I got mine, and so I didn't go crazy, but I did get some items out of the ordinary, and of course to support my local shop and stuff like that too. So I got quite a few cool things to show off. I also just want to throw this out there that I have decided that once we hit 2,000 subscribers, I will be giving away my first printing copy of ENIAC #1, and it'll be open to everyone, even international, since it's just a single book. The shipping will probably still be something like over $20 overseas. That's about what I paid whenever I shipped the bowl out overseas, so I will be doing that. But yeah, so hopefully this video will relax you or help you go to sleep or who knows what. So first off, I'm gonna show off the couple things I got at my secondary comic shop. So we got Immortal Hulk #44. And as I've said quite a few times, I think this series will be wrapping soon, probably at 50. And I always love that it starts, well, not always starts with a Bible verse, but I'm always surprised because that's something you don't see a lot in comics of any age period, really. So just something out of the ordinary. So yeah, Immortal Hulk doesn't disappoint. It has been a consistently great series. It's been just really bizarre and weird. And of course, I recommend. And I haven't read much Hulk recently, but I hopped on when this started, and I'm glad I did. And we got Amazing Spider-Man #61. Also, too, I wanted to mention there's a channel, Gary B, the casual comic guy. He's doing a great giveaway for like a community support with other channels. So check that video out and help his other channels. He's wanting to grow, and then he'll give away a nice bundle of books. I'll leave a link to that video below. And you'll see my comment on there mentioning the ENIAC giveaway as well. So yeah, this is Spider-Man #61. So at this point, I'm wondering how much more Kindred we'll be seeing. It seems like they're still tugging at that thread quite a bit. Something too you'll notice here is Spider-Man is in a new suit. And I don't really know anything about that, but I know that is just something new to note. That'll make this book stand out a little bit. And I always hate when they have Boomerang and all this sort of stuff in the book. I really would just prefer, Peter Parker and Mary Jane and all those type of people. Not so much adventures with roommates. But it's alright. And then there's a brand new Spider-Man series that came out here. It's called Non-Stop Spider-Man. This is issue 1, and I did already read this actually on the bus, just because it's a brand new series. You don't really need anything to pick it up or follow along. I was surprised with the direction that this book took, though, but I thought it was well done how they did what they did. I don't want to spoil it, but I would certainly say I recommend this. If you love Spider-Man, you're gonna like it. It's just lots of action and kind of an interesting premise, and I guess there's a backup story in it too. And that's a huge surprise, so I'm not even going to spoil that there's like a letter from the editor, and then he's like, hey, the secondary story is going to reveal the big bad of this series. And I was honestly very surprised with who's going to be the big villain in this series. So, but it is certainly something you'll want to check out. This is a villain who I don't think has ever acted with Spider-Man before, but he is a major villain, so. Another cool book I got was the Uncanny X-Men number 142, and this was moderately priced. I paid around $75 for it. It put my total at that shop just over $100, so I was like, yeah, why not? So they got a little bit of my stimulus there. And I'll be putting that ENIAC in one of these top loaders too. I did not realize that top loaders were not that expensive. I got a 10-pack of them for $20. So for my more valuable stuff, I will certainly be looking into getting more top loaders. And yeah, you can see it's just kind of a thicker plastic. It slides in the top here, but everything else is pretty well covered. And there's a regular who wanted to hear some more tapping and stuff like that, so I'm going to do some tapping here for him. And then let's trace the sentinel here a little bit for him. 2 requests they wanted. But yeah, I was surprised they had this, and at a pretty attainable price, so. It's the same shop where I found that Turtles Adventures number 1 too, so. Every now and then I stumble across something cool there. They had the Turtles number 1 first printing with like the green cover. I'm sure, you know, those of you who collect turtles know what I'm talking about. But that was on my previous one, and I think that one was $125 or $150 or something, so. But since this was under $100, I was like, yeah, why not? And the same with the turtles too. I think it was around $70. So I think around $70 something is my usual impulse buy sticking point for older books like these. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to my main shop stuff here. First we have Captain America Anniversary Tribute. This is 80 years celebrating. In the premises, they've got a ton of different artists to come in and redraw the early days of Cap here. So, and of course I have to brag real quick about being fortunate enough to have the Avengers number 4. It's a 1.0, which is meh, but still at least I can say I have it now, so. But this was my birthday present to myself last year. Yeah, so this is obviously a tribute to that image. And then inside we just kind of see all these great talents here. And they switch between, even page by page, the art changes. So I'm not going to show you every single page, but it's basically just like a nice big ol' birthday celebration to Cap here. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And this is issue number 1 here, as I'm looking through and just recognizing bits from it. Really menacing Red Skull there. And then in the back too, yeah, it just reprints quite a few Cap stories. Avengers number 4 is in here too, so that's what this one is. And there's even some Alex Ross interior work there. this is the only page, but still. Yeah. But just kind of cool. And then I couldn't resist, of course, getting the Mark Brooks variant. I love his work, as you guys know. So yeah, I had to pick that up. Next we have the Joker #1. This is the Frank Quietly cover. I don't know why he looks so bumpy here. Let's trace this a bit too. I'm left-handed, so I think that's kind of why this feels so weird when I trace with this hand. Let me show off the inside. I almost just put it away. So from what I hear, this book is really more about Commissioner Gordon than it is about the Joker. And from what I hear, it's kind of like him just doing a manhunt for Joker, since he's like a huge person of interest and obviously a very huge threat. So, I think from what I've seen though, there's of course the tribute there to the Killing Joke image. I think there's a secondary artist in the back here. And then this is the Martina variant with punchline there. Then we have Deadpool's 30th anniversary here. Which, how could I not? I don't pick up Deadpool a lot or anything. And this is the Rob Liefeld cover, obviously. But how could I not pick this up? You know, this is a milestone for a modern day superhero, you know. Just a reminder that I was like 5 whenever Deadpool came out, apparently. Which is just weird. And I think this has a bunch of different artists and stuff too. Yeah, so here's the talent. So I'm seeing if I recognize any here off the top. Obviously, Patch Zercher, I know him. Paco Medina, Scott Koblish, Rob Liefeld. Yeah. Here we go. Here's Rob's bit. And I do have, I did a reading of Deadpool's first appearance a while back. I guess I'll leave a link to that below too. The audio is kind of different, but you might still get some relaxation out of it. And there's just kind of some scatter shots here. out the book. So certainly if you're a Deadpool fan, check this out. Then we have Batman Urban Legends #1. Really cool cover here. And yeah, this is another one where you get a bunch of different talent, including Chip Zdarsky. It's going to be a 6-part story there, so that's kind of a big deal. So it looks like he's going to be doing the first story here is Chip's story. This looks like it's a Red Hood driven story. Then there's a Harley Quinn story. And then it looks like more Batman and the Outsiders here. And then we see, I'm blanking on his name. I think this is Grifter, yeah. A Grifter story. Alright, next we have Superman 29, and this starts a brand new writer and everything. And this is a nice little fold up. I love seeing Superboy in steel. It makes me so happy. I love this cover. So I'm not really sure the direction that Superman is gonna take now. I flipped through it a little bit here. And obviously we see Superman here fighting alongside Superboy. The story arc here is called The Golden Age. And from what I saw, it just looked like a standard, like, story with him fighting aliens and stuff. So it might just kind of have it return to kind of a simpler sort of storytelling. And then, yeah, I think there's a Jimmy Olsen or, I guess, a Bibbo backup story in here too, so. Which Bibbo was always a fun side character in the comics. And then we got Snake Eyes Dead Game. Just another Rob Liefeld book here. Then we have Rorschach #6. So we're halfway through now. I don't know the cover artist on this, but it looks great. Let me do some tracing looking gun he's got too. So yeah, this Gabriel Delato variant. And I have certainly gotten quite a bit of his work in the past. Next we have Nightwing number 76. So yeah, at this point all the books are coming out of the whole future state stuff now, so everything's kind of breathing a little bit. Oh, here comes a spoiler. Nightwing gets his hand bitten by a dog. Sorry I had to spoil that for you. Next we have this beautiful Eastman Bebop and Rocksteady cover here. Turtles number 115. I believe this continues the adventures of Tokar and Razor. So they might honestly be coexisting with Bebop and Rocksteady at this point. And that might be how they end up beating Toka and Razor. Maybe. But yeah, I just can't stop loving the Turtles books. And the IDW Turtles is now the longest running Turtles series. None of them ever made it past 100. And we see Jennika 2. This is number 5. And I think this is the last part of this series. And it looks like they switch artists too. Then I got a couple of these fun little covers here. So we have the Iron Man one. And I'll show off some of the inside even though that wasn't the intent of me buying these. These are for the Michael Cho covers that I'm doing. So I have no clue what's going on in the world of Iron Man right now. It's just one of those things that I had to trim a line way back when. It's just like, well, I can follow X-Men and I can follow Spider-Man and Hulk. And we'll call it good. That's not to say I don't care about these other characters. I think that guy's name is just Frogman, possibly. Which is funny because my brother actually made up a character called Frogman way back in the 80s. So I don't know if this character was around then or not. But of course my brother's one looked cooler. artist though, so I gotta track them down. I think they got allocated. I know I pre-ordered them, but what can you do? Alright, then I got some more stuff too here. We've got this is the Justice League 59 variants for the Snyder Cut movie that just dropped. I haven't seen it, but I will see it for sure. It's on my to-do list this weekend, as well as the Falcon and Winter Soldier. So first we have the Liber Mayo cover here, which this is my favorite of all of them. And I actually don't know the artist on this one, but it's got Steppenwolf, Cyborg, and Batman on there. Let me look real quick. So, okay, so this one is Liam Sharp. And I guess I can show you a bit of the inside here. Yeah, this starts with like a brand new cast here. As you can see, Black Adam is at the forefront. Basically, the team now is going to be a lot of the people that the current Warner Brothers is trying to focus on for the films. So like Black Adam and Hawkman and stuff like that. And this starts Bendis' run on Justice League. So you'll see quite a bit of unusual people. Aquaman's in there too. I guess we still have some of the mains, but I know this book has been marketed as having a lot of new people in it. And David Marquez is the artist, which I did like his stuff on Batman, Superman. And then this got spoiled from laying down here, but this is the Jim Lee variant here. Martian Manhunter, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman. So, very cool. And this was one I mailed away for almost maybe a month ago, I don't know. But this is the Black Cape. Check them out, Black Cape Comics, I believe.com. This is this variant here, the David Mack variant for Demon Days, which I absolutely love. This cover here. I love David Mack stuff, as you guys know. And they put it in one of these, I forget what they call these, it's a weird sort of a bag, but it's supposed to be pristine. But yeah, they have other variants and stuff too. They have one for the Spider-Man What If storyline. What if he became Venom? They've got one going up today on there actually. I don't know if by the time this video posts you'll see it or not, but Black Cape Comics, they certainly have a bunch of other cool variants too, if that's something you're into. And David Mack just announced his he's gonna be doing the cover for the next one of his books too, but I don't think it's gonna be a shop exclusive. Got some trades on parade here. So we got the brand new Todd McFarlane Spider-Man collection, which I love Todd's work, of course, as you all know. And I have actually not read all of his stuff with his standalone Spider-Man story he did. I read through all of Torment, but after that I hadn't really seen what he had done. So this is great. This collects all of his just regular standalone Spider-Man stories here. There's the Torment one. And this was only $40. And it collects 1 through 14, 16, and then X-Force 4, because that was part 2. He left on issue 16, but they included the second part here. And then the back's got like letters and promo art and some of his scans back here. Some interview pieces and stuff, so it's just a really fun little time capsule. So I highly recommend it. Some of the wizard covers in the back. So yeah, go look for this, and then here's the other one in the back here. I think this is his last, yeah. There's this little note. It's been a blast. And then, yeah, you see part 2 goes right to Rob. So I'm glad that they included the second part. Because sometimes with these collections, especially if it's an artist spotlight, they'll just be like, nah, he didn't do that one, so we're not going to put it in there. They had done that with the Assassination book before in the past. And then I got a whole ton of these guys here. Young Justice volumes 2, 3, 4, 5. This series I loved from my childhood. I loved Todd Knox art and Peter David's writing. I was a teenager when this came out, so I was pretty much the key demographic for Young Justice. So I used to own all these. So this collects mostly everything. I have volume 1 on the way since the shop didn't have it. But this is most of the collection. It even has like when they did crossovers for like Dante's Inferno and stuff. And it's got the specials they do, the Secret Files, and see the Supergirl ones in there, No Man's Land's in there. So this is like the chronological order of everything. So it just has a great sense of humor to it. And I had never read like any of these Sense of Youth stories here, so I had only just read 18 and 19, and I missed all of this here. So that's collected. All the Sense of Youth stuff is here, with a bunch of different artists and stuff too. So I'm just used to, like I said, Todd Knox work. So I really wish I had volume 1 to show you. That's the one that I read the most, you know, the single issues. This one collects, yeah, just the regular stuff here, 20 through 32. So this gives you more of a, Impulse was my favorite character. This gives you a frame of reference for, there's Kid Lobo, for the style of Todd Knox work here, if you're not familiar with him. But I've had the privilege of meeting him as well as Peter David. And Peter David was actually nice enough to let me talk to him after the convention had ended. The first convention I went to was C2E2. And one of the minions was trying to kick me off the floor, and I had been waiting for Peter for at least an hour, maybe 2. And so he was coming back to his booth, and he's like, no, this man wanted to talk to me, so we're gonna talk, and then he can leave. So he was just, he stood up for me in that instance, so I'm super grateful for him. And then I met him at Emerald City years later too, so I love Peter's stuff. And then this is the last volume they made for Young Justice, Book 5. However, this collects, and it's got some of the other like specials and stuff, Worlds at War, Impulse, and this, but Young Justice goes to 52, I believe, so they missed out on the last 12 issues or so. So unfortunately, I still have to hunt down those particular issues. I might actually have them. I know I was just missing kind of like a scattered amount. I was trying to collect the single issues, and I've got quite a few of them like signed from Peter and Todd, and I actually have an Impulse head sketch, or drawing rather. It's a commission, he colored it. And then even Peter went in and wrote wrote shiny down in the dialogue, and Todd Knock put a little dialogue bubble around it. So, just really great. So I might do like a spotlight video, or maybe, I don't know, I'm hesitant to commit to readings for a full series, because if you guys aren't interested, then it's like, it's a dead series at that point. And then I got this from my comic shop, the Batman Adventures. This is volume 4. Just kind of one of the holes in my set that I needed to fill. Which, of course, Batman Animated was the first comic series that I was allowed to get when I was a kid. And it's funny because now the animated series comics are some of them more sought after, because they were just considered kids' books, so they weren't highly collectible or anything. And then these last couple items came from Amazon, so I got the volume 3 because my shop didn't have it. And this one I think I overpaid for, but it's one that was like available for the longest time. And then people got it, and then suddenly, there weren't many available copies, so it popped back up on Amazon, and I think I paid like twice cover price on this, but now I at least have all of the Batman animated trades in my set, which I used to have most of the single issues back in the day. And then I got the Assassin's Creed Subject 4 trade, which I love Assassin's Creed, and I've read the first half of this trade in the past, but I never read the second half. So this still references and takes place in like the regular game continuity. This was released right around Assassin's Creed 3, I believe. So, and you have a run-in with Subject 4, I believe, at one point in the game in like the modern day scenario, because yet the modern day here, you have a run-in with these people. But in this story here, this guy is able to infiltrate the headquarters of the Templars, I believe. And then he kills this guy here, as you can see on these couple pages here, yeah. So, but the assassin story for the old time period takes place with Russia here, and all that good sort of fun stuff. I can look at it a little bit on the back here. Let's see. Nikolai Orlov. Yeah, so this takes place in Russia, early 20th century. So like Tesla and stuff like that's in here. Then I got another book to fill my modern cap hole here. This is No Escape. This was the Ed Brubaker run on Captain America. And I've got one more trade coming to complete that. And I think this whole thing is Butch Guice's art. But yeah, I loved the whole Brubaker run. It was the last time I really, really enjoyed Captain America, so I do miss it, but I look back on it fondly, and we have a great series of books to read, so, and once again, something I might kick around, and it's certainly relevant right now with, Winter Soldier and Baron Zemo and everything like that, so, and then I think I have the next one coming after that, like the next series in this, or the next volume. And then in that one, they don't collect Cap 1 or 616, because it's like I think it's 70th anniversary or something, which I don't know why. But and then finally for the trades, I got Panic in the Sky, which was a classic big event where the Justice League takes on Brainiac. And this was in the period where, I was really taking notice of Superman. I was around 6 or so. So lots of great artists whose work I love here. We got John Bogdanov here, which actually wrote him a letter around this time and complimented him on his characters and stuff. And he wrote me back a little signed postcard, and that was super cool. Of course, as a dumb little kid, I lost it though. But yeah, I recently acquired a lot of this time period of Superman comics, and there were only a few of these in that lot, so I was just like, well, I need to read this whole story, because I remembered bits of it, but I don't think we ever owned the whole thing. And then, of course, we've got Tom Grummett's art here. I just love this period in Superman. And then we have Dan Jurgens' time period here, which I love when he worked on Captain America 2 years later. I think I love John Byrne and Dan Jurgens' renditions, as well as Bogdanov, their renditions of Superman the best. And they're all great in different ways. And then there's some stuff in here too from Butch Guice as well. At the time when he's known as Jackson Guice. Yeah, and then we've got Jerry Ordway helping with the writing in there. And he may have even done some of the art, but he was a great one too. But yeah, I just love this time period. These were all comics my brother was buying, but I was reading over his shoulder. Seeing if I can find some Butch Guys real quick in here. Oh yeah, this stuff is Butch's here. I was always surprised with the level of realism of his stuff. It looked very serious, which at the time I didn't really get as a kid, but I get it now, and I love it. It's very dynamic. So yeah, it's just a great time. Then I got a random item I totally forgot I had pre-ordered, which was this Napoleon Dynamite figure, which was only like $17, but wasn't too bad. You can take him in and out of the packaging here. The hands are swappable. The only bummer here, the headphones, they're not a solid plastic. They're like a soft material, so they don't stay on his head. But just a kind of random pop culture thing. Figured for $17, it wasn't too bad. But yeah, I guess that's it for now. Hopefully I'll be able to have some time to make some more bonus videos, as I like to call them. I can't ever commit to anything outside of this Saturday, but I would love to. Hopefully I'll be able to, though. So yeah, that's gonna be it for now. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, so we can hit that 2,000 and do that ENIAC #1 giveaway. Let me know what you like down below. Share this thing out, and as always, you all have a super slumber. Thanks. Bye.